Hey, it's Sunil here once again. Um, Thought I'll record this in a different format once again, with this time using my phone's selfie camera. Let me know how it is, right? So, the topic of this video is you have to do it, right? There is no other choice to achieve the goals that you have set for yourself in life, may that be financial, physical, health wise, whatever. You just have to do it. It may sound really stupid, like duh, you have to do something, right? But it's something that a lot of people avoid, right, subconsciously. Because a lot of the times it is that simple, right? You know deep down the actions that you need to do, but you never do it. This applies to me as well. This message is for me too, right? However, what many people tend to do is they look for shortcuts, right? They look for things that will enable them to avoid the actual work because it's hard, right? The brain tends to avoid things that are very difficult or hard, no DD. So, in order to escape from hard things, from doing hard things, what our brain comes up with is excuses, shortcuts, reasons why it's okay to do it later, and things like that. Everybody battles with that, right? Including myself. The way you overcome that is by building your muscle, discipline muscle, right? Everybody has a tolerance level for doing. Everybody has a tolerance level for hard things, right? Like everybody has a level, a different level up until which they can do difficult things. For what I mean by that is, I hope this makes sense. Is person A? Let's take two people, right? Person A, person B. Person A may have higher tolerance for hard things compared to person B. Endurance, basically. He has higher endurance, higher discipline levels that enable him to just, fuck it, I'm just going to do it no matter how I feel, right? That tolerance level, that endurance and discipline level is higher compared to person B. And because person B may be like, you know what, fuck it, man, I'm just going to quit, right? So remember one thing, it's like exercise, right? It's like stamina, like how long can you run? Person A may be able to run 5 miles, but person B, can't even run 200 meters properly. Now, how can person B get to person A's level? Well, it's a muscle, right? I don't know a better way to put it. I don't know, man. I'm out of metaphors and analogies for this, except the muscle thing. It's a muscle that you need to develop, right? You need to basically work out, right? You need to work that muscle every single day in order to build it, right? It's like the gym. You gotta lift heavy weights. You gotta put it through some stress in order to give it progressive overload for it to actually develop. Coming to progressive overload, that's the best way you can develop the muscle of discipline, willpower, and endurance. Well, what's progressive overload? If you are heavily involved in fitness, you'll know it, right? But for people who don't know, progressive overload is where you gradually increase the, let me get the official definition right. It's a training principle where you gradually increase the stress on your muscles over time to promote growth, strength, and endurance. This can be achieved by increasing the weight, number of repetition or sets, or by reducing rest periods between sets. Right, this is very crucial to avoid plateaus and ensure continuous improvement in your fitness journey by making workouts progressively challenging. That's what the AI overview is telling me in Google. Basically, it's where you gradually increase the weight, frequency, and or number of repetitions. So, what does weight mean? The number of tasks that you're doing, for example, right? The number of hard things that you're doing every single day. That could be equivalent to the weight. Frequency is how many days are you doing it repeatedly, right? Number of repetitions is, I don't know how that applies, right? If you're doing it every single day, then I think that counts as number of repetitions. So let's take this, right? So let's say you're struggling to, I don't know, focus for an hour straight, right? Let's say you're a beginner and your focus levels are too low, your dopamine receptors are fried, you gotta build everything from scratch. So let's say you can't even focus for 10 minutes straight, right? What do? Well, you start small, right? You first start with elimination, right? Remove the garbage, do a simple dopamine detox, and then just set a timer for 10 minutes, and then don't do anything else. Don't let yourself do anything other than the work, a singular task. May that be meditating for 10 minutes, or may that be just writing up a document or your essay or whatever, man. Do that and that only for 10 minutes straight, right? Initially, you're going to struggle, right? But gradually, you'll get better, right? And once you get better, you increase the weight. You increase the time period from 10 minutes to 15 minutes, then 20, then 25, 30. Gradually, you increase it up to 90 minutes, right? Why do I say 90 minutes? Well, a lot of studies tell us that 90 minutes is an ideal block of time for deep focus because it, according to Google, it aligns with the brain's natural ultradian rhythms, which are cycles of alertness that last about 90 to 120 minutes. The cycle allows for intense concentration on a task before the brain needs a break, leading to higher productivity. So there you go. 90 to 120 minutes. That's the ideal focus period, right? This is basically like a Pomodoro session or whatever you want to call it, where you focus for 90 minutes, take a break, repeat, and boom. So that would mean 90 minutes of work, focused work, and then 15 to 20 or 30 minutes break, and then again you repeat a 90-minute focus session, take a break, and then you keep repeating it until whatever your capacity is. When you're starting out, I don't even think you can do one proper focus session. So your goal should be leveling up yourself first so that you can actually sit through one full focus session. Hope I'm making sense. It is fucking 4 a.m. man. It is 3:59 a.m. here, and I may have tendencies of blabbering. Hope I'm not yapping too much. So yeah, so the thing that you need to keep in mind is you need to first get yourself to the point where you can focus for 90 minutes straight, right? If you can do that, boom, you've cleared level one when it comes to focus. Then you increase to level two. Can you repeat it twice in a single day? Two focus session, two blocks of focused work. Can you do that? Well, of course, you need to give yourself a break for um, 30 minutes, 15 to 60 minutes, right? Because it would be inefficient to sit there for 180 minutes straight, right? That's stupidity. That's like 3 hours straight just working. You're not going to be super productive. It's not ideal, at least in my humble opinion. So based on my personal experience, that is. So what you do is you give yourself a small break, and then you come back and boom, get back to work, and then you gradually increase that, right? 90 minutes is 1.5 hours, right? If you can do 2 to 4 of these sessions every single day, shit man, you'll be accomplishing so much, right? Even if you can do 2 to 3 sessions, that's good, bro. That's like 3 to 4.5 hours of focused work, more than what a lot of people are doing, more than what 99% of people out there can focus on. Did that even make sense? I don't know. What I'm trying to say is it's higher than what most people usually can focus for and can do focused work for, basically. Fuck. It is 4:02 a.m. man, I gotta wrap this up fast. That's in relation to work, right? Productivity, focus, concentration, getting deep work done, things like that. That's related to work, like I mentioned before. When it comes to fitness, it's about you start with the bar. You just start with the bar. If you can't even lift the bar up, start with simple dumbbells, 5 kg dumbbells. Do a simple bench press, take 2 dumbbells of like 2.5 kgs. Each hand contains the 2.5 kg dumbbell, and then boom, man, try doing 10 reps, right? Flat bench press. Yeah, what do you call that exact exercise? Yeah, dumbbell bench press. That's out. That's it, bro. Start with that, right? Build your strength, and then level up to just lifting the bar, and then start adding weights to the bar gradually. Start with 2.5 kgs on each side, or even 1 kg on each side, and then 2.5 kgs on each side, and then 7.5 kgs on each side, and then 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50, 100. You get the idea, right? So that's fitness in terms of workout. For diet, of course, you progressively increase the caloric intake that the caloric surplus that you're in, or progressively increase the caloric deficit that you're in, right? Depending on what you're trying to do, what you're trying to achieve, that is, may that be gaining weight or losing weight, right? So yeah, that's fitness. I've covered work, fitness, right? If your work is on point, then your finances are going to improve, your life is going to become better. So there you go. With that being said, I hope this video was useful. I hope you got something out of this. This is advice that I would give myself right now. I'm trying my best to implement this advice. I'm trying to preach, do what I'm preaching, take my own medicine, or eat my own dog food. Is that an idea? Is that a proper saying? Yeah, eat your own dog food or whatever, man. You know, I'm eating my own dog food. I'm taking my own advice as well here. So I'm improving along with you guys. So with that being said, um, yeah, man, I hope this was useful. Start improving your life, bro. See ya.